The following video follows the guidelines of the Fair Use Act. Overlord is property of Kugane Maruyama, Yen Press, Kadokawa, and Studio Madhouse. And all materials such as clips, still images, and characters are property of said studio's creators and are being used only for commentary and review purposes. Please support the official release. And before we continue, consider dropping a like on the video and subscribing to the channel to catch more reviews like this one. We are going into spoiler territory as we go into episodes 4 through 9. If you haven't watched the series, click off and go watch it. Why are you watching this before watching the series? How's it going, everybody? I'm Heather Feathersong. Don't mind me if I sound a little different. Got a bit of a cold. And welcome back to Fanthusiast Clubhouse, as we are continuing on with reviewing the series of my favorites list, Overlord.
Woo!
Last time we covered episodes 1 through 3. This time, the 3-episode rule kind of went out the window a little bit.
We watched the whole arc.
We wanted to know what happened, and damn it, we figured it out.
We didn't watch the rest of the season, but we did watch episode 4 and then the Dark Warrior arc. If ever there's like a show we just want to watch the whole thing, instead of doing episode by episode, we'll do arc by arc, just to make it easier on ourselves. Of course, we'll still do the first 3 episodes, and then after that, we'll just go arc by arc.
Because we want to know what happens.
I don't need sleep. I need answers.
We want to know what happens. We also want to get to each other's list faster, too.
You weren't kidding when you said it like when we were supposed to stop it happen on the cliffhanger. It's like, can we watch more, Heather?
I told you. Look, this is also the point where Overlord picks up and the episodes just kind of bleed together. I didn't really pay attention to what episode was which because by the time I got to, oh, it's over. It just happens.
Please, Bone Daddy, I want some more.
You won't get some more until next season.
No!
Now, we didn't watch the whole first season. I think we're going to still see if they want to finish off the first season with the last arc, but we did.
Spoilers, we're going to watch to see the last arc.
Okay, we're going to watch the last arc.
Yeah, probably.
We're too interested after that last line in episode 9.
Yeah, that was a cliffhanger. They do that to you.
It's like they knew we were going to do this, and so they were like, we need to make it as painful as possible in regards to tension and cliffhangers.
After the end of the arc, everything's resolved, everything's hunky-dory. End of episode 9 happens, and we're like, we need to see more.
I mean, it's not unreasonable. Every season is only 13 episodes. So it's very bingeable. You can watch the entire 4 seasons now easily within like a day and a half. But the pacing is really good in these. So what we did was we watched episode 4 and then we watched what is called the Dark Warrior arc. So first we're going to talk a bit about episode 4 and then we'll go into the arc and just kind of not do episode by episode summaries, since I took up a lot of time last time. We're just going to have like some talking points about what was great about the whole arc.
Mm-hmm.
See, I already know what my first talking point is, and it has nothing to do with anything. The meme line is in episode 4, and it made me so happy now that I know its origins.
Speaking of which, the summary of episode 4 is, this is the end of the Karn Village arc, for one thing, as Ein meets Gazif Stronov, the chief warrior of the Restes Kingdom. Turns out the attack on the villages that's been happening was all a ploy to draw him out and slay him. A little extra, I think, honestly. Ainz has his own plans in motion to truly test how strong forces are in this world and how much of a threat they come to be. They come to be worth shit, is what.
Spoilers, they're lacking.
Oh, man. But episode 4, this is just where the show grabbed me the most. 3, like, it was enjoyable, and then episode 4 came in and like, okay, I like this skeleton man quite a bit.
I fucking love when, like, their angel summons just kind of stab him, and he's like, huh, really? That's annoying. And then just fucking manhandled those angel summons, just like, pfft.
It was literally just, oh no. Anyway.
What's great, too, is that they built it up, because it's Gazef and his army, you know, him versus the Slain Theocracy. He's planning to just, like, 1v1 this entire religious army of angels and magicians.
He almost does.
He almost does, he gets as close as he can. But then his fucking buddy's just, then I'm gonna die with my captain. And that's when the meme line comes in.
You are all idiots and men I am truly proud of.
And then I'm just like, okay, we're gonna stop here. You're dealing with me now, and he proceeds to
change places.
Yeah.
Wipe the floor with the whole lot of them.
No, that bit was great, man. That was like a twist I genuinely didn't see coming.
They did a great job of making these guys as like as reprehensible as possible, make us hate them as much as possible. So then when they started flailing against Ainz, it would be so satisfying.
Oh God, no! It is very satisfying, and especially as a first time watcher, it's a little like you don't know. Okay, is he getting like a little too confident because you still really like him right now? He's the main character. Like you want to see him wipe the floor. You're not sure, and then there's really no worry.
Yeah, that doubt was there for like, I don't know, 2 seconds.
2 seconds. I can't believe this.
Yes, this is almost powerful magic.
This is so stupid.
What?
Can't believe I got all worked up over such a low-level creature.
And then one-shots it.
Nani?
He fucking...
That's all you could do? Man, I was starting to get excited.
Fucking like they spent all this time building up, this is our last resort. It has his own summoning sequence, and then poof.
It had some major Luke Valentine vibes from like Hellsing Ultimate.
Yeah.
Where they were building up this guy just to be like, I am a demigod. I was created specifically to kill you. Only to realize that the only reason Alucard was getting his shit kicked in was because he was bored and he was letting him.
Yeah. Release restraint level 1.
Level what?
And they don't, and it's not just Ainz that has like a problem. It's very like just small, but there's a moment where a guy for some reason thinks he can slingshot Ainz, and Albedo hits back so hard his brain explodes and he's just dead.
Punch him so hard he explodes!
Albedo is very strong as well. You don't get to see it, but that's just because he's like, I'm gonna test myself and you're not gonna play with them, Albedo. I'm at least, giving him a chance.
Yeah.
She gets super pissed. Too.
Yeah.
Because he actually feels like maybe half a point of damage.
Oh wow, this actually hurt. How dare you hurt him?
And that's when he's like, black hole.
Down, Albedo, didn't hurt that much.
Yeah, it didn't. It's all right. Yeah, great way to open up, and especially since after this terrifying scream, it just cuts back to like the peacefully walking, like happy music. Oh, I hope I lived up to Albedo's expectations, and she's just fangirling. Like, for so much carnage, it just ends with like, it's like Bambi.
Why the fuck do body pillows exist in this world?
I was about to get to the Dark Warrior arc, man.
It's okay. We can talk about the body pillows because it's not spoiled or anything. And the answer is it was probably a game item.
Why would they do? I don't know.
Because the stereotype is gamers are sweaty nerds.
I mean, yeah, I guess, but
They have like access to real world stuff because it's in season 2. This isn't really much of a spoiler, but somebody makes Aura, the floor guardian, a burger, fries, and a Coke. So they have some modern stuff. And so yeah, that just pretty much completes the whole introductory thing as we get to the Dark Warrior arc. And this is where we decided to go further. Just it got too good. They wanted to see more, and I can understand. Mm-hmm. Ainz takes on the kick-ass dark armor again, which I'm very happy about, and inserts himself into the Adventurers Guild along with Nobril Gamma, one of the Pleiade mates. He takes on the name Momon, and he gives her the name Nabe, and it's in this arc where we meet the Adventuring Party, the Swords of Darkness, Nifri, the talented pharmacist, and some dark forces that lurk in the shadows. Alright, as I said, Kiss-Ass Armor returns, though...
Yeah!
We really need to tell Nabe to chill out.
I remember like when that one dude was flirting with her, she's like, fucking close your mouth before I cut off your tongue and feed it to you, you dog.
She's ready to cut some bitches.
And then the dude's like, mommy, sorry.
I was about to say, we need to teach Nabe to chill out because most dudes are into that nowadays.
He also like finds out, just like, hey, what do you take on humans? And she says they're complete garbage. They're just insects. And he's like, her too. Because a lot of the NPCs were built like that because it's an evil guild. Mm-hmm. There are some who actually sympathize or who actually like humans.
I think that's just Sebas.
No, there are others.
Okay.
We just don't meet them till season 3.
Okay. It's also very interesting in this arc to see how a, regular adventurer guild stacks in their power level and their tactics here.
Yeah, and we get a little more lore here. We find out like, so the guild has like a ranking system. And of course, even though they are supposedly very impressive with their skills, you gotta start at the bottom. I like that scene where he can't read.
Yeah.
Fucking language.
He fucking picks up one of the random job postings, brings it to the receptionist. I'm taking on this mission. Sir, this is too high grade for like a bronze rank like you. It doesn't matter. Sir, I highly recommend you stay away from this. It doesn't matter. Do you she don't want anything else? Fine, just get me the highest level one for my rank.
Yeah, like that was his way of like, yeah, now I don't have to read. And luckily, this is where the surprisingly not edgy adventuring party, Swords of Darkness, over here and just invite them to their mission.
The nicest dudes with the fucking edgiest name, I swear.
That'd be like if a party full of murder hobo edgelords called themselves like the Field of Sunflower Pixie Dust or something.
Well, they only name themselves that because they have this dream of finding these legendary swords called the Swords of Darkness.
Yeah, but still, it's fucking edgy as shit. I come up with that shit when I was 14.
And they're all just like so nice, like...
At least there was a good reason behind it.
Yeah. It's a very cute reason because obviously they came up with that name when they were like children and they were friends together.
Yeah, clearly when they thought the Swords of Darkness was a cool and not at all cringe name.
And they have these daggers in there for now.
I just love how these people are so friendly that they walk up to the biggest, scariest looking motherfucker in the room and they were just like, hey, you seem tough. We'll go on that quest with you if you want.
Yeah, in that vein, I love when he was talking to Nabe later, where like our currency does not work here, and we can't let anyone know we're not from around here. So let's go find some jobs.
But this is also where he makes like one of the biggest mistakes, and that being giving this really cool potion to just a random lady just because he accidentally broke the other one.
Well, to him, it's just like, okay, this is just a random ass regular potion from my inventory. Who cares? But to everyone else, it's like, this is a super Haley potion.
This is literally what happens when a high level player at the end of the game goes back to the starting town.
Yeah, and doesn't remember, okay, what's actual starting level equipment here so I don't look suspicious?
Right?
Him giving away the potion is what leads them being introduced to Nifri.
Yeah, Nifri.
Cut your bangs.
Yeah, man. Like you want to get with that girl in a Karn village? Get yourself a less dorky haircut. Also, can we talk about like how that chick, his sweetheart, is the leader of this goblin protective horde around Karn village?
Oh, the Goblin General.
She just popped out the goblins with the charm Ainz gave him, and now they protect the village.
What's really cool is that this small gift like has a huge impact on this village throughout the series. Actually,
wait, it comes back.
Yeah.
Oh,
we go back to Karn village. Like I'm
talking about the item that summons the goblins.
Oh, he gave her 2.
Okay.
There's a level 2 mode, guys.
Okay. Yeah. More goblins.
It's called Horn of the Goblin General for a reason, and it's apparently has an ability that even Ainz wasn't aware of.
Well, we'll see that later on.
We will, and it's glorious.
You want to know how powerful this item is? Even I don't know what it does.
I just want to talk about my man's Nifri murdered by the motherfucking friend zone.
Henry didn't mean anything.
Is something wrong? No, nothing at all. Just let me know if you need anything. I'd be happy to help however I can. How sweet. Thank you, Inferia. I'm so lucky to have an amazing friend like you in my life. Huh? Right, a good friend. That's what I am and nothing more.
Man's got murdered by the friend zone.
Poor guy.
I really love the scene way before that, where after we get to see him fight actually as Ainz, and we see the CGI goblins and ogres.
I mean, I actually have something written here in my notes about that. Like, the switch to CGI is noticeable, but it doesn't bother me as much here because this world and everything and all that, like, it all started off as a video game, even if it is a different world. So, and what with all the video game references and stuff, it kind of fits.
So 2015 animation tech, still fairly new, and the techniques haven't been worked out yet, and also the animators and the compositors actually did work to try to make that look a little bit more natural. It still came out very uncanny, but again, it's not to the insanely terrible levels that we get with like Ghibli 8 or X-Arms.
But what I really liked with the scene after that was the fire scene. That's where we learn where they get their name from.
Backstory time!
Backstory, and Ainz shows some vulnerability as he talks about his old guildmates, but that also opens some old wounds, and he gets very sulky.
Trying to be all like, no, you're not my friends. I can't make new friends. You're not going to replace my old ones. And I'm just like, dude, they're not trying to replace your old ones. It's okay to open yourself up again.
Nina, of course, it's that moment where you hear somebody, is like, man, your companions were really great. Like, yeah, they were. Like, you'll find new ones. Like, trying to be encouraging, especially to somebody they admire so much for their strength and power. And it's that case where you're trying, but you didn't realize, oh, that was not a button I was supposed to push. No, the truth behind why Ainz is able to bullshit so well is actually, how when, you can set, how certain skills and feats you have, and some of them have luck. His luck is, maxed out.
Oh my fucking god. No wonder.
It makes so much sense. Like, he doesn't even need to wear the freaking mask. People just freaking probably see him as a beautiful man anyway.
Well, remember, we make our own luck. Like, he has to make it work. It's not going to be supernatural, like fucking Ben 10 Lucky Girl levels here.
It's more that things fall into place, because one of the things we didn't touch on with Nifri, when he gave that potion to the girl, got taken to Nifri, turns out Nifri is a talent holder. In this world, there are people with talents, like special additional abilities, and he happens to be able to just use any fucking magical item with no training. So, something useful for the future. Yeah.
It's like he has to set things in motion, but things will fall into place for him. But he has to take that first step first.
Yeah, it's always accidental, and that's what's hilarious. Because a running theme with this series is that he has no idea what he's doing, but he's doing it anyway, and it works.
Yeah, and I'm just gonna say, after that campfire scene, stuff happens.
Do we have to talk about it?
Yes.
Well, first let's talk about the Wise King.
Oh yeah, the Wise King of the Forest. What? Or hold on, best line of the episode: "Wise King, my bony ass."
Yeah.
No, yeah. There's this whole scene where we learn about this Wise King of the Forest that keeps everybody at bay, and of course, Ainz is like, "Well, if I defeat it, that will just, maybe
it'll boost my reputation, make people think that I'm awesome and shit."
It's like a raid boss.
And he's just wanting to boost his rank and all this, and it turns out to just be a giant talking hamster with a snake tail,
which he names Hampske.
And he talks like Yoda.
Wise king of the forest I am!
Yeah.
What I love is that after they bring him, they're like, they're gonna think this is so stupid. Like, amazing.
He's fucking riding on top of the thing like fucking bow-legged as possible. Looking for all the world like he's like a kid on a carousel.
I mean, wouldn't you if you saw a giant fucking hamster, to be fair?
Yeah, but I'm not the one wearing edgy dark armor.
Okay, yeah, that's fair.
So they come in, Nifri has his supplies, and he's got to go register that he has Hamsky, the wise king of the forest. They separate.
Splitting the party, such a great idea.
Very good idea. Definitely has never gone wrong.
Never. Not even in your guys' D&D campaign that I heard. Never gone wrong. What? White van incident? Never heard of it.
White van.
Yeah, was that? Oh, we're just gonna split up to look for some jobs to do in town. Nothing will go wrong.
We'll cover that in like a storytelling episode that we do maybe next year.
Maybe. And yeah, no, they just, we just gotta go help him put, his supplies in his cabinet. It'll be fine. Yeah, they can't get in trouble. And meanwhile, we never talked about her. But all this time, as Ainz is having his team building adventure, like building some small bonds to get the feeling of camaraderie again.
The fucking dark cult of whatever the fuck with Clementine and what's his name? Dale?
Kachit. We'll just call him Roasted, because that's what happens.
I'm gonna call him Dale. I think his name was Dale. So fucking Dale and Clementine were just like in the shadows trying to do stuff, and they fucking get Nifri. And yeah, she went through the adventuring party to do so.
Yep, and she spent particular sweet time with Nina.
It hurts even recollecting it.
Not only did they kill them, but as soon as Ainz, finds them, they get they come back as zombies, and he has to put them down.
Yeah.
Only one that was left alive long enough was Nina.
Who we learned was a girl.
But she pretty much just died as soon as Ainz got there.
Didn't her eyes get like gouged out?
She was beat up really fucking badly.
Clementine implied that her last words were insisting that Ainz would come to save them, and he never showed because he didn't know they were in danger.
Because of course, splitting the party's always a good idea.
Yeah.
I mean, they were rather competent against goblins and ogres. He thought they'd be fine for like 10 minutes.
I mean, how is he supposed to know that a dark cult was supposed to pop in 10 minutes to like fuck all the shit up?
As we're talking about this, there's like this guy Dale who wants to raise an undead army, and they need Nifri for it for plot reasons.
I'm gonna Google if his name's Dale.
I hope it's Dale.
It's Khajiit. Bitch loves to kill. We learn a little bit. She's from something called the...
His name is Dale!
Yeah!
Kaji Dale Badentel!
Oh, yeah, that's right. That's right. Overlord has this fucking name thing. So get used to long names, guys, because apparently the longer your name, the more important you are.
How is Touch Me a more dignified name than Dale?
I'm just, from here on, I'm just calling him Dale. Whoa! Dale!
When you guys meet the royalty, they got like 7 names that they have to speed up.
Wait. Is it like Percival long?
It's about the same quality. The longer your name, the more important you are in this world.
Percy level names up in this bitch.
Like, so commoners only have 2 names because, they're commoners, but anyway. Yeah, it's a sad scene. And this is when you find out, okay, there's a reason it's called Overlord. It's not gonna be warm and fuzzy all the time.
Even though Ainz has good motives, this is where you learn that he's still a villain protagonist.
Also, I love the fact that after like he finds the swords of darkness, smited, defeated, killed, he goes all full magic forensics mode on them.
And he extorts an old lady.
I love that scene where he thinks with his brain, okay, single target to the head, so they were killed quickly, but someone else must have used magic to reanimate them. Okay, we're gonna use like find object spell. But first, cast all these counter magics to counter all their counter magic to my divination spell.
Yeah, they use a lot of spell scrolls. They're gonna have to call Demiurge to replenish.
Either way, I just love that scene. The Batman level preparedness that he goes with it.
Ainz never underestimates any of his enemies because it's still an unknown.
Which is amazing considering how much he forgets to think about and consider.
Yeah, he extorts an old lady.
To be fair, Lizzie, Nifri's grandmother, was trying to kind of be a little conniving to get like potion information too. So, and also he saw this as getting an asset for later, pretty much getting Nifri under his thumb.
So he has like access to like skilled potion makers.
Yep, and that's kind of a thing he will do. But of course, he gives them free housing, so. They get paid.
And then the fucking big ass battle scene in the graveyard. Let's go.
And it's also where we learn how truly psychotic Clementine really is.
Let's first talk about the fight between Nabril Gamma and Dale.
Fight? No, that's not a fight. This is just a maid taking out the trash.
You guys might not know this, but Nabril's class race is a doppelganger.
Ah.
So she's able to kind of copy things from people.
I thought it was more Dragonkin, but okay.
No, she's a doppelganger. She's just a lower tier one. You get to meet the higher tier one in the Shaltir arc, but we'll save that for next time.
Ooh.
And so what's really interesting is that they summon these... I love that they summon these goddamn bone dragons. Like, you can't beat magical resistance. They're immune.
They're immune to 6th tier and lower magic.
And she's just like having to like hold herself back as the spellcaster. So she just wraps her sword in her sheath and like treats that as a bludgeoning weapon.
She's like, oh, these things are immune to slashing damage? Fine, I'll just turn my sword into a fucking club.
If you guys did that in a D&D session I would run, I would say, yeah, that works.
Overlord giving us ideas to mess with DMs in future campaigns.
With the caveat that you would have to figure out a way to secure the sheath onto the sword.
Because she does secure it.
I know, she does. But I'm saying if you guys try that in a session I run, that's what you guys have to justify.
At first it seems like she's having trouble, and you're like, well, she's having trouble? Is she... Because the Pleiades are not as strong as like Albedo or Demiurge, of course. But then when Ainz gives the go-ahead to like just go at it, her battle mode is a maid outfit. And that's what's hilarious is even Dale says, I will not be defeated by someone in a maid outfit.
And I love when she goes full out. It's like, he's like, wait, they're immune to 6th tier and lower magic. Yeah, so I'm going to use 7th tier. But that doesn't exist!
That's God level!
Tough.
It does now, bitch!
What was it? What was it, like maximum chain lightning or something?
It was 7th tier, it was like 7th or 8th tier of the chain lightning. Because I think the highest tier that they're able to go is like 10th or 11th.
Either way, yeah, 7th tier chain fucking lightning, motherfucker.
And just destroys him and vaporizes him. No, so while she's doing that, Ainz just wants to give Clementine a hug.
Give me a hug.
I'm not gonna say she didn't have it coming, but goddamn.
Well, first off, she looks like she's manhandling him because he can't get a hit on her because apparently, transferring all your magic points to like strength points doesn't make you super skilled in wielding a sword.
No, and he even like said like he's never been one for the tank class, so it's not something that he's prone to. He can do it, he's just, it's not his best.
But then when she gets in close for the kill, well, Bowtie, what happens when you get close to a Potemkin in Guilty Gear?
Heavenly Potemkin Buster?
You get busted.
Yeah.
No, and it's just so satisfying because she's trying to taunt him and like, are you gonna like spout some nonsense about how you're gonna avenge them? I barely knew them. If I was in your shoes, I would do the same. Like just freaking not playing her game and annoying her.
Yeah, and then like right before she's about to kick it. Oh, by the way, I'm something of a hypocrite.
Can we talk about how she stabs him in both of his eyes and he literally reverts back to his lich form and he's like, joke's on you, I don't even have a fucking brain.
He literally just goes, these are in the way. Picks him up, throws him aside.
And then he's like, oh yeah, I killed you with one of their daggers, but that's too good for you. Her guts just, he squeezes so hard her guts fall out of her mouth and ass,
Squeezes her out like a tube of toothpaste.
Oh yeah.
What's wrong, bitch? As he's just so...
Chilling.
He's like, not so fun when you're on the other end of it, huh?
They were mine and you took them away from me, and I don't like people taking my things.
He doesn't like leaving debts unrepaid. That is a big thing with him. And he considers what they did from a big debt, because I will say this right now, so that way, even though the Swords of Darkness die, he does remember them later on, and he does recount them now and again.
That's cool.
And he even has a chance to pay back a debt to Nina in a certain way.
I was going to say I do really appreciate that because, like, with the Swords of Darkness, it would have been so easy to, like, make them super one note and, like, oh, we're just really happy we have death flags out the wazoo. But they actually did a genuinely good job of hiding the death flags, at least for me, that when they did kick it, it was a genuine shock when they all turned up dead, even if I should have seen it coming earlier.
And undead.
And undead, yeah. I was just save my sensibilities, why don't you? Anyways, in that vein, it would have been so easy to just write them off and never mention them again. But the fact that you do say that he does remember them and the time they spent together, it just makes me like, okay, that's good. That's better. I like that.
And then after everything, like everything's resolved. Nifri is saved. He gets the magic thing on him that's making him all crazy, just like destroyed and shit. Everything's hunky dory. You tell me that there's like an after credit scene. I'm like, oh yeah, there is. Oh, let's go watch it. Jaltir has betrayed us. What?
Shaltir Bloodfallen, who previously in the argument was just all hunky-dory, like, I just want to see you before I take off, like, so innocently, and she's betrayed them.
With that cliffhanger, of course we're watching the fucking next arc.
Yeah.
Shaltir Bloodfallen arc, or the Blood Valkyrie arc, as it's also called.
It'd be so easy, just like after the episode. Oh man, that was a great arc, Heather. We'll make a decision. We'll make a decision later on if we want to watch more. And then the cliffhanger is like, okay, we're watching more. Decision already made.
I know that this isn't the real reason why she betrayed them, but I like to imagine that the reason why she turned against them was because Albedo made one too many jokes about the fact that she stuffs her bra.
Someone has written that fanfic. I want to go find it.
With that in mind, are there any theories of why she betrayed them?
What like race is she?
She's a vampire, I thought.
Yeah, she's a vampire.
So does she like go into like a blood frenzy?
She can go on those, but that's not going to really keep her from her objective. It's just going to make her like be messy.
Yeah, I don't know then. I really don't know.
I don't want to make any assumptions about fantasy races, but vampires are usually some treacherous motherfuckers. So that's really the only thing I have going for me is that vampires are like naturally like super treacherous and only looking out for themselves and playing both sides and stuff like that. So I think that might have something to do with it.
She's also like an NPC programmed to like all the celestial beings, including Ayn, so that's a really hard sell right there.
Another thing is like, I feel like she definitely knows more than she lets on.
We'll see when we watch it, like next week or something.
Well, I will not say who is right or wrong, if any of you are right or wrong.
Damn you, Heather, you love being on this side of the secrets.
I will say you find out like immediately in the next episode.
Okay.
It's pretty easy.
Oh, okay. So we don't have to wait that long. All right.
You really don't. There's some fun moments. We get to meet some new characters. Oh my god, I can't wait for you guys to meet Pandora's actor.
That's the full name, Pandora's actor?
Pandora's actor.
Huh.
So yeah, that's pretty much everything I think we have to say. Does anybody have any like closing thoughts?
Overlord continues to impress me. Because again, I went into it with very low expectations just because not because I thought it would be bad, far from it. It's just because it didn't seem like something that would personally jive with me. I like things that are a bit more optimistic and things that, feature more clear-cut good guys and bad guys. I know I'm simple like that, but it won me over with its writing. It won me over with its world building, with its charm, and how it's taking these concepts that I usually hate in other media and actually like expanding on them and making them look cool and all that. and making them more than just the sum of their parts. And yeah, I still really like it.
Yeah, for me, Overlord is actually taking the well-worn trope of the overpowered isekai protagonist and making it both more believable because you actually see him doing like Batman level preparations and shit, and B, entertaining to watch, because that's literally the worst thing about an unstoppable protagonist is like everything they do gets boring, and very few shows get that right, and Overlord gets it very right.
With that said, thank you all for joining us, and we'll see you next time for the Blood Valkyrie arc. And I think it's going to be a good one to close off on.